Welcome to the Golden Square Podcast with your hosts, Linda Scott and Sharilyn Fisher. Are you ready? Because we're starting now.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday.
Yeah,
you
happy
all are
Thursday.
like your glasses.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So,
Good.
Sharilyn, how was your day? Because you got the busiest one.
I had a wonderful day today.
Okay.
Wonderful
All right.
day
So,
today.
Mr. Miller, what was going on with you today?
Nothing much, same old, same old. I had a nice, wonderful day.
Oh, okay. Say it again, all sexy and can. No, let me hear it.
I said I had a nice, wonderful day. Nothing much.
Okay. All right. So, let me
How
just
was
tell
your
y'all
day?
about my day.
Mhm.
My day, my day is that day. I had a great day. I really did have a good day. It was a great day. So we welcome you all to the Golden Square Podcast with my co-host, Miss Sharilyn Fisher, and our special host, who's been on here a couple of times, Mr. Todd Miller.
Yes.
So I think we should probably just get started by saying tonight in the slogan contest.
It is tonight.
Yeah, it is tonight. We have some great ones up. So by next week, probably next 2 weeks, we should be able to let you know who came up with the best slogan. So we're looking forward to that. And to ask you, don't forget to go to the Golden Square Podcast and subscribe to us on YouTube. So with all that being said, y'all, let's get right to it. Tonight we have a very special guest. Her name is either Mama Rose, Miss Rose B. Johnson of the the Colon Cancer Foundation.
Right.
So if our producer, what is wrong with my tongue today? If the producer would bring her in so we can get started, that would be great.
Hi.
Hey, good evening. Good evening.
How are you?
Wonderful. Just
Great.
blessed.
So why don't you just tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Okay, Rose Johnson, and I am a stage 4 colon cancer survivor. And I have 5 children, a husband, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So I know it's more to you to that because you wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't. So,
Right.
Lady Bird, tell the
Uh-huh.
people some more.
Excuse me?
Tell the people some more. I know it's a lot to you.
Tell us about
Okay.
the foundation.
Foundation and all that.
Okay, you want me to tell my story?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, let me start over. My name is Rose Johnson. I was diagnosed in 2002 with stage 4 terminal colon cancer. And the doctors told my family to get my affairs in order because if I live 6 months, it'll be a miracle. Because the cancer had spread it from my liver, my lungs, my ovary, and my stomach. So I knew that myself could not fight this alone. So I went to God and I released all that to him. And after I did that, I had peace.
Okay.
Wow.
Peace in the valley.
Peace
So
in the valley.
here is my issue with it is
Uh-huh.
that your doctors didn't know your God, your doctor,
Yes.
to know that you are a survivor. And
That's
that
right.
whatever they put out there and they say it was going to happen, you was going to go through the storm, but they didn't know that man was going to bring you out.
That's right. That's right.
That's amazing.
And my cancer returned twice.
Okay.
And now I understand the hopelessness of a new patient facing cancer. But if you can believe that your purpose in life is greater than the challenging you're facing, then you can understand. You can go through this and you can battle with cancer. Because all I was able to to in Earth was the unsettling truth that there was very little quality and depth information available for colon cancer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I consider myself extremely fortunate when compared with other colon cancer cases. Colon cancer can't be embarrassing to discuss anymore. People have to come out and tell their story because their story can help others.
Wow. Wow.
That's true.
So in doing the I'm sorry, in doing the colon cancer, when you say people have to come out and tell their story and it's embarrassing, why is it so embarrassing and what's the embarrassing part of it?
But you know what? I don't know. There's a lot of people they when they survive colon cancer, they put it in the archives and they want to leave it there. They don't want to talk. But it needs to be it needs to be told because if you tell it to others, because when you're diagnosed with any type of cancer, the first thing you think is, okay, I'm going to die. The cancer is a death sentence. That's what people think. And you have cancer as a death sentence, but it's not a death sentence because now in your mind you have to fight. But if you give up, it is a death sentence for you.
Right.
But you have to continuously put in your mind that I'm going to live and not die.
Right.
Right. So it's the mental part of it.
It's a mental part, and you have to have supporters that would not give you sympathy, but give you positive thinking.
Correct.
Talk positive.
Wow. So
you said that it happened twice. What was your feeling like when it returned? Like, how did you feel, and how did you overcome it?
Oh my God! It returned twice. The second time it returned, I'm like, oh my God! Now it's back. So I had to go back through radiation. I had to go back through chemo. I went through a whole year of chemo every 3 weeks. And chemo is no joke, guys. And that's why I'm so adamant about getting people's colonoscopies, because that chemo is horrible.
So what is chemo? I don't want to seem ignorant, but what is
okay, chemo is a drug that fights the cancer cells in your body. It fights the cancer cells, but it also kills some of your good cells as well. So it's a strong drug that you get through your veins that's going into your body, and every 3 weeks. I mean, it's horrible.
Okay. Wow. What are some steps that people should take for like early detection, like how to like detect it, like how to catch it before it gets too bad?
Well, the main thing is getting your colonoscopy.
Right. Okay.
Because when you get a colonoscopy, the doctors go up in your colon and they remove the polyps that's growing in your colon. Because those polyps that grows into your colon, it's just like I'm gonna phrase it like this. It's just like when you putting things in the garbage. Okay.
Right.
After a while, it grows stink and all kind of fungus and all that. So just think of if they said that they had it at the age of 50. Just think 50 years of everything you have eaten into your body, into your colon. Even though it passes through, it's still, your colon is just like a garbage disposal. So when you go to the bathroom, you smell that stink, right? So just imagine that staying in your colon for a length of time. So grows the little polyps, and the polyps grow, and then they turn to cancers if they're not removed.
Right.
So that was a good question, Todd. So by us going to the bathroom, and there's a different smell. I don't want to say. There's a different smell that we normally would smell. That's an indication that something is not right.
No. No.
Okay.
The smell of your waist doesn't indicate that you have cancer.
No, not that you have cancer, but that something is going wrong.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. That's
But everybody body is different. That if you eat every day, you're supposed to go to the bathroom every day. And I know I talked to a lot of people that said, my granddaughter, for instance, she said, Grandma, I don't go to the bathroom, but maybe once a week. And that's not healthy.
wow.
If you're eating every day, you should have a bowel movement every day.
Right.
So what do we do outside of going to the doctor? What can we do to go to the bathroom every day? I'm confused.
Okay, so you have to eat a lot of fiber.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of greens, a lot of fiber. Foods that's high in fiber, fruits that's high in fiber.
So like not like we can't eat like the fried food. We
So,
can't eat no more
so Ms.
fried
Rose,
food.
what you're saying, if you're doing all that and you still don't go, then you need to go to the doctor, right?
Yeah, if you're doing all of that and you're still a lot of constipation, then you need to go into the doctor and find out why you having all this constipation.
Right.
And especially if you have constipation and there's blood in your stool, that's an indication that something is going wrong inside of your colon. That indicates that there's some polyps up in there and they're bleeding. And they need to be removed.
Okay, so this is what about the stomach pain? Because I know your stomach issues. You know, it's like, oh, my stomach is hurting. Do we brush that off and like take something over the counter? But this is a continual pain that you're having.
Any type of pain, because your body, God made our body where it would tell us something is going wrong. If you're having a continuously pain in an area in your stomach, and it don't go away within a week or so, then you need to go to the doctor and let the doctor know that, hey, something is wrong because I'm having abdominal pain.
So we looking for the
and that applies to both men and women.
Right. So I understand that you always, and I always say, Ms. Rose says, early detection saves lives.
Right.
Absolutely.
What is the age that I need to start looking at to start saying, hey girl, hey guy, you need to have a colon test? When do we start taking those exams?
Okay, you know what? As my walk through this journey in my colon cancer foundation, it's not an age. Because during my when I go out to speak and I have Q&A, people ask me these questions and then they would tell me, well, you know what? One guy told me my 17-year-old son was diagnosed with colon cancer and he died because when he went to the doctor said, oh, it's nothing wrong with him. Just give him more fiber. He need to eat more fiber. He need to drink more water. And then because of his age, they didn't right away go ahead and give him a colonoscopy. So at age 17, his son died because he had stage 4 colon cancer. So from what I'm seeing now, and then they're bringing it out more, that younger people are having colon cancer just as well as the older people. But and then again, if you have a family history, if your grandma had colon cancer, if your granddad had colon cancer, one of your aunts, anybody in your family that have had cancer, then you need to get tested right away. Because when I got diagnosed with my stage 4 colon cancer, my daughter was only 32 years old. And then doctors told me to go and get all of my kids tested right away. So my baby daughter, Marilyn, she was 32 years old. They found 12 polyps in her colon. If she had waited until she got 50, she'd have full-blown colon cancer.
Wow, because that's my understanding is that once you get 45, 50, that's when you should have the exam. So now
Yes.
you're saying that no, that's not it. We need to have an exam yearly now, unless we know family history.
If you have
of
a
it.
family history of cancer, then you need to go early.
So any kind of cancer or just a colon cancer in history throughout the family?
I'm not certain, but I know colon cancer. But I'm pretty sure that if you have a history of like prostate or breast cancer, I'm not sure about those because I haven't read up on it. But I'm pretty sure if those any cancer that your family have, your siblings should go and get tested for it.
Wow.
So, Ms. Rose, now that you have a history of colon cancer, how often do you get a colonoscopy? Is it yearly, every 5 years?
I get a colonoscopy every 3 years.
Every three?
Every 3 years.
So when it returns for you,
I guarantee you guys, if you have a colonoscopy, if you go in, you get a colonoscopy, right? And they find polyps. And if they tell you to go back in 3 years, or if they don't find polyps, they're going to tell you to go back in 5 years.
Okay.
If you don't go back in 3 years, those polyps going to grow back and they're going to multiply. It's just because they went in, you had a colonoscopy, and they found polyps and they cut them out, and you think, okay, I'm good. I don't have to go back for a colonoscopy. That's not true. If you have to return in 3 years after you have a colonoscopy, if they found polyps,
Right.
Wow.
they will grow back.
Wow. So it doesn't matter about the age, and you can have stomach pains. Those are. I'm trying to see where I go.
What are the signs of the colon?
Signs,
Like, what are the signs for it?
Oh yeah, the signs are if you fatigue all the time, if you having stomach issues, like you have stomach pains or stomach cramps, if you have bloody stools, if you have constantly constipation, if you're having unexpected weight loss, all of those are signs.
Wow. So, okay. So I think all of us on the panel need to go have an exam. But Sharilyn, when you were given what, 5 years to come back?
5 years to go back.
Okay, so
they found polyps, Shirley?
Yes, they found polyps. They told me to come back in 5 years. I just had one like the end of 2023.
Okay. So you've had two, in other words, though, because I know the first one.
Right.
Oh, good. You didn't go back, Miss Linda? Hello?
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, you heard me.
I'm having a hard time hearing Ms. Rose.
She asked me, did I go back?
No.
She asked me, did I go back?
No, ma'am.
But I am going. I am going. I need to go. But no, wait, let me rephrase that, because I didn't go back to there, but I did have another kind of exam where I did take all of the whatever that is they made us drink, and I thought it was, so I did. So I haven't had any issues from them, but every time I have an issue with my stomach, I can't get my doctor to say, oh, okay, well, let's go do this. I've been back and forth to the doctor with my stomach. I actually changed my doctor because my stomach has been bothering me, but I do eat a lot of fiber and stuff like that. But I still want to know something inside my stomach is not right. So what do you recommend, Ms. Rose, that I do in that issue?
Okay, well, you can go back and have an upper GI where they go in and look at your stomach. to see, what's going on in there. You might have an ulcer, you might have a diverticulitis. It ain't necessary colon cancer. It's in your stomach, right? You complain about stomach pain. Right. So it could be an ulcer, it could be diverticulitis, or it could be any number of things. So, but you need to follow up with the doctor and let them know that this is happening. Please don't ignore it. If your body is telling you something that is wrong, go. If you got insurance, go utilize it.
Right, correct. Well, I just changed my doctor, and so I've been taking a lot of tests lately. So I'm just waiting on that. I just learned that I might have a little bit of blood pressure issue, but a little bit.
You're not agreeing with that, are you, Sharilyn?
There's no such thing as a little bit of blood pressure issue. You either have it or you don't.
No, I just got a little bit. I'm gonna fix it.
Okay.
Todd gonna make sure I go walking, and
yes.
But anyway, Ms. Rose, let's talk about this colon cancer, because
she's real good at changing the subject when it's on her.
I understand. Let me tell you a little bit about your diet. And we eat terribly, and that goes for myself as well. And they wonder why African Americans have the highest rate of colon cancer deaths in the U.S. It's because of our diet. Back in the day, when I was growing up in the country, we ate a lot of pork because my grandfather raised hogs, and we ate bacon, and chitlins and all that stuff. So it's the diet that we have in so much high blood pressure, for one, and a lot of people, they get diabetes and all of that. So what I did after my treatments and after I went through my colon cancer, I changed my diet. I changed it. I don't eat red meat. I don't eat processed meat, which is hot dogs, which is hot dogs is number one. That's a processed meat.
Right.
Lunch meat, bologna, pressed ham.
Oh, Jesus.
All of that is processed meat. All that meat in the deli is processed meat.
So
I tell you another thing. Excuse me for cutting you.
No problem.
As being Texans, we love to barbecue. But let me point out something. Have you ever, when you go light the pit, okay, you put the lighter fluid on the coals.
Correct.
And then you light it, right?
Right.
And then all of that is coming up into your meat.
I thought that's a flavor.
The chemicals from the lighter fluid. The chemicals from the lighter fluid, all of that is going up in your meat. I read that. And that's another thing that can give you cancer.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Okay, so
go ahead.
We're not eating, Ms. Rose, because I love hot dogs. I love bologna and stuff like that. So
that's processed
what
meat.
do you eat?
I tell you, huh?
That's processed meat. I eat chicken and fish.
Okay. So Ms. Rose, even the lunch meat that's in the deli section, like the lunch meat that they carve for you right then and there, is that processed too?
Processed. It's processed into a square. How you think they make it? It's processed. It's all kind of meats that they put together, and it's processed.
Well, I'll just be good.
So you say you eat turkey and fish. I mean, chicken and fish. Do you eat
chicken
turkey?
And fish, chicken.
Well, the reason I don't eat turkey because with all the chemo that I had, it's something in the turkey meat that gives me gout. So the uric acid is high in my blood from all the chemo and radiation. So it's very little that I can eat. I can't eat collard green, mustard greens, shrimps. I can't
Oh
eat.
my God.
No, I can't eat it. The only thing, I didn't even know what kale was, guys, until when I went to the doctor. He said, all that stuff that's in kale, collard green, mustard green, spinach. I love lobster. I love shrimps. I love all the shellfish. I cannot eat. The only fish I can eat is catfish.
Wow.
Anything with shells on it, anything that's shelled, is not good for gout.
So that's for the gout, but it has nothing to do with
It has nothing to do with colon cancer.
Oh, praise the Lord. All right.
No, it has nothing to do with colon cancer.
Great. So we can have the turkey.
Absolutely.
But okay, now I have been eating chicken lately. Now I'm a chicken girl. I can eat chicken every single day. However, lately chicken has been tasting different. It's I don't know. It's not like chicken that I've been accustomed to eating. Do you see or hear of any changes in the format of their fixing the chicken or killing it?
So are you baking it or frying it? Is it baked?
No,
or
I
fried?
don't know how to fry. So I've only fried chicken one time my entire life, and it had to have my godmother here standing over me. So I don't fry at all. So then anything that I'm cooking lately, period, it goes right into the oven. Good. And then I've been on to my grandson about, no, we're not having any fries, stick it in the oven. So we're baking everything. So I'm not understanding. And then we're eating properly a little bit, I think. So I'm not sure about our eating habits. And I'm saying our eating habits, I'm talking about the world. So how do we make that change? How do we know, other than my stomach is hurting, what we could eat and what we cannot eat when it's dealing with our colon?
But you know what? Everything is in moderation.
Okay.
Like you like a hot dog, right?
I do.
But you don't have them. You don't have them like every day, or every 2, 3 or 4 times a week. Or I eat hot dogs. I eat hot dogs. I'm gonna tell you where. I go to Sam's and they have those big hot dogs, and maybe once every 3 months or so, I'll have one. So everything you do is in moderation.
Not just in
you can have whatever you want, but in moderation.
So let me ask you, and I know you're not the doctor, but I'm just trying to think of some things that are going forward. What about milk with colon? Do that make a difference with their colon?
Yeah, I don't do dairy at all. I stopped dairy after my treatments.
Yes.
I had to stop dairy. I had no cheese, no milk, no cottage cheese, no dairy.
So was this on the recommendation of your doctor, or you were just listening to your body? Just listen to your body.
I was listening to my body.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we make mention of this to our doctor in reference to our body telling us not to eat certain foods anymore to him, so that he or she could recommend something else or let you know something else was going forward, with your stomach or with colon cancer?
Well, you know what? Monitor what you eat. Every day, keep your a little tablet and write down what you eat, and if what you ate that day, if it's causing your stomach to be in pain or discomfort, well, then you know not to eat that. Just stop eating that particular thing, because a lot of time when you're having pains in your stomach, it could be just gas pains.
Okay. Okay.
It could be because his gas pockets can get all over your body.
Okay, so I want to go back a little bit when you were talking about the young man whose son was 17 and passed from colon
Yeah.
cancer.
Mm-hmm.
If it did not have anything to do with any of the family history or anything such as that, how do we pick up on our children having colon cancer? Because I mean, that would be the last thing on that man's mind, that his son at 17 would have colon cancer.
But what happened was the doctor misdiagnosed him because of his age.
Okay.
The doctor misdiagnosed him, and he was telling him all the symptoms, and they were saying, well, he need to eat more fiber. You need to give him more water. He need to drink more water, or eat more fiber. And they sent him home. And, so that was a misdiagnosis of the doctor's part. Wow. And then after he got so bad that he couldn't stand it with the stomach pains and the problems, they went ahead and give him a colonoscopy. Then he was already stage 4.
Wow.
So he didn't.
Okay, so in stage 4, and I understand you was in stage 4 as well. By him being a young person, why he couldn't survive with stage 4 cancer?
I don't know why.
I was going to say, yeah, your opinion, not
I don't know why, but I'm thinking it was just way too far gone. I've known people, Linda, that has passed away with stage 2 colon cancer.
Wow.
Yeah, it treats everybody different. It
treats
everybody differently.
It does.
Wow.
Because you have to. It's mind over matter.
Okay.
And then it's God's timing as well.
True.
But it's mind over matter. If you grieving and you thinking you're gonna die, instead of saying, you know what, I'm gonna take every day and I'm gonna live it to the fullest. I don't care about this chemo. My husband would take me riding, so I wouldn't sit here in the house and mope about I'm being sick.
Right.
And he used to tell me all the time, I'm worried to death about you, and you got a smile on your face. I said, well, I smile because in any way it go, I win. If God decide to bring me home, I win. If God decide to let me live with a testimony, then he has work for me to do.
Right.
So I just put myself in a win-win situation.
Right. All right.
Okay, Linda, let's hold that thought and let's go into our commercial right quick, and we'll be right back.
Hey, this is your girl, Linda Scott. I am here to introduce you to Linda S. Jewelry 1426. Now, some of you know me, some of you don't. But if you don't know me, get to know me. Check out and scan the QR code below. Look at the inventory. I made this. God created. I put it together. See you soon. Okay, welcome back, and thank everybody. You. We have the beautiful Miss Rose B. Johnson of the Rose B. Johnson Foundation.
Beautiful, Miss Rose.
The beautiful Rose. The beautiful Rose.
Can
I call you Rose? Yes. We have her right here, and we're talking about colon cancer and the family history of colon cancer. So I look at the history, Ms. Rose, of any illness. Now, this is me. That when you say do your family, I'm looking at maybe grandmother, grandfather, mama, dad, and my siblings. I heard you say earlier your aunt. I'm like, why? I would have never thought.
That's family. But let me tell you something.
Cousins as well as Rose.
Let me tell you something. Well, if it's a cousin, that is your mother's sister or brother,
Yeah. Child.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
So that's in the family.
Okay.
But let me tell you this, I'm an only child.
Right.
My mother or my grandmother, it was no history of cancer in my family at all.
Okay.
I started the history. Now my children and my grandchildren and great grandchildren, they need to know that your grandmother or great grandmother had colon cancer. So I
Wow.
didn't have any family member. My dad, this me being the only child, my dad was the only child. He didn't have cancer. His mother didn't have cancer. My grandmother that raised me, none of them had cancer. There was no cancer in my family, period. No kind of cancer.
So where this coming from? Because
So
I'm thinking it's a tag team. Okay, so I got them and pass it to you. So where is this coming from?
You never know.
You never know. So you might
Wow.
have a
That's why y'all
family
get
member,
tested.
you might have a family member that had it, and you might not have a family, because I did not have a family member, period, that had colon cancer at all.
Wow. Wow. See,
So
that
now
goes
I
back
started
to
the era.
Cheryl, we getting old, so we got to have these tests done.
Speak for
But
yourself. Speak for yourself.
How
Hello,
you
Dion.
doing?
Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Miss Rose, but I have to say this, and
It's
I'm not going to say
PJ.
his name because it's not my testimony to tell, it's his. But you really helped a really, really good friend of Lyndon Eyes when you talked to him to go and get his colonoscopy. He went and
Yes,
got it, and he was positive for colon cancer. But then
yes,
after he went, he was in such denial. He was in such denial.
yeah,
And Lyndon and I were on him like white on rice. And
mm,
he finally went and he had the surgery. But now I'm on him like white on rice because it's been a couple of years now. And I'm on him by white on rice. He tell me, sis, I'm going, sis, I'm going, sis, I'm going. He's going. If I have to drive and get him and take him, he's going to go and
amen,
have his second checkup. But
amen.
when
amen.
you gave your testimony at one of your events, you actually saved his life. And I want to thank you for that because he's a really, really good friend of mine.
Exactly,
Wow,
exactly.
wow.
So
And that's why I mentioned earlier that
yes,
any survivor of any cancer should tell their testimony. It's
right,
vital to
exactly.
other people to let them know. Look, because when I went back, when I got healed, I went back to MD Anderson in the GI section, and I volunteered to speak to the people that just was diagnosed with cancer, and I gave them my testimony, and they had life. They felt, oh wow, if she can do it, then I
I
can
can
too.
do it.
People
Wow.
would come up to me and say, well, let me touch you.
Mm,
So it wasn't me that they was touching. They was touching the what God have
you
done.
had done,
Right,
yes.
right.
That it wasn't the credit wasn't given to me. The credit was given to God for what he had done to let his people know that if you believe that I can do what I said I could do, that you're healed,
Mm-hmm.
then
Wow.
you will be healed. So people said, well, oh my God, if she can do it, I can do it too. But
Mm-hmm.
when you first hear this, you have cancer. That's the only thing I heard. I didn't hear anything else the doctor said
Wow.
because I was totally blown away.
Hmm. Right.
And I was
I
in that
would be
room.
totally blown away. Now I'm just gonna say, anybody who know me know I am probably worse than a man when it comes time to go to the doctor. I am really scary. I'm not even gonna sit on here and pretend that I'm not, but I am really scary and I want to do better, and that's my New Year's resolution that I was going to do better going to the doctor and trying to make sure that I'm still that healthy girl that I was a couple of years ago. And I just have that fear. I have the fear that if I lay in bed, Miss Rose, and go, ooh, my stomach hurting, and then I start praying, Lord, don't take me. I want to stay. But just thinking of the word cancer scares me to death. And I know it scares others, and that's why we're doing this show, because
Absolutely.
I want to spread the word and want you to spread the word on how we can detect that, what can we do, and then to learn what you just said about the 17-year-old child. I'm truly lost now. I don't know.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, Linda.
Yes.
You pray for your fear to leave you.
Okay.
Don't be fearful of anything, because God got everything in His hands.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pray for your fear, because if you fear something, then you don't believe God can do what He said He can do.
That's right.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm just trying to let you know that you can't be afraid. Because the thing of it is, He give us this vessel,
Yes.
and we got to take care of it.
Yes. Yes.
And if anything going on wrong, you don't want it to linger and linger and linger, and then it do turn into something.
Right. Right. I'm doing
So,
better.
and then you have insurance. You don't have an excuse.
Right.
Preach.
Right.
No excuse. Utilize it.
Yes.
You earn that.
Yes. Yes.
Utilize it.
Yes, ma'am.
My daughter tell me, Mama, every time you have a headache, you go to the doctor. The worst fear of a cancer survivor is reoccurrence of the cancer.
Reoccurring, yeah.
Because as you know, our friend, after 30 years, cancer came back. And when it come back with a vengeance.
That's right.
So I fear that I put it in the back of my head. When that fear come upon me, then I go to God with it.
Okay.
So I won't think about it, because it's in my head. All the chemo, all the radiation, all that I went through, all the suffering and pain and nausea and dizziness and all of that, it still comes back. But I have to pray that go away from me, because even if it comes back, it ain't nothing I can do about it.
Well, true. Well, no, it is something that you could do about it. You got to go back to
I can give it back to God.
Okay.
Give it back to God.
Yeah.
I can give it back to God.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, I take those that wisdom. I accept that, and I'm gonna do better. I'm doing better. I'm doing better. But
Yes,
yet still,
I have to say, my friend is doing much better by going to the doctor.
yeah,
She is doing much better.
Yeah, but then they wanted me to do some things, Ms. Rose, that some of the audience might not want to do, and that was that one where they wanted you to take a stick in your stool, and I'm like, oh, you want me to do what?
You know what? They announced Colon Guard all over the TV. Colon Guard.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the Colon Guard, but I'm not a doctor, but a colonoscopy
is best.
What they're doing, they're looking for blood in the stool.
Okay.
A colonoscopy go in your colon, and they check for polyps. A Colon Guard can't check for polyps.
No, they only checking for blood in your stool.
They're only checking for blood in your stool. So I that's not safe for me. Okay. I want my people to go and get a colonoscopy so they can go up in that colon and make sure it's nothing growing up in there. Those polyps are not growing. That Colon Guard can't tell you anything. But doctors, the reason a lot of people do that is because they don't want to have the colonoscopy. They fear the colonoscopy.
Well, I don't want to do that, Ms. Rose. I think I would rather go have the colonoscopy than have me playing with that. I don't want to do that. And well, anyway, Ms. Rose, tell us a little bit about your foundation. Can I come to you and get a colon test?
Look, let me tell you this. As long as we have funds,
yes.
Anyone that don't have insurance, especially the younger people that's from the ages of 30 to 45 that can't get on Medicare, and don't have a job, they can
Okay.
call me. As
Okay.
long as the foundation have funds, we are going to help. We're not going to leave anybody out because of a financial barrier.
Okay. Well,
We're
that's
not
awesome.
going to do it.
Great.
I met a couple at an event I went to last Saturday. And as I was speaking, I asked anyone that has not had a colonoscopy to raise their hand. So
Mm-hmm.
this young lady, she raised her hand. She just kind of raised her hand like that. So I
Right.
went to her, I said, "Do you have insurance?" Yes. And I said, "Well, why you haven't had one?" And she said, "Well, I just haven't." And I said, "What about your husband?" And she said, "Well, he's been having some complications, and the doctor wants to give him a MRI, I mean, a CAT scan to see what's going on." And I said, "What kind of complications is he having?" And she said, "Well, he's having blood in his stool and he's losing weight." And she
Wow.
said the doctor said that they want to do a CAT scan, but it's going to cost us $700. I said,
Oh,
"Well, why are you doing a CAT scan instead of a colonoscopy?"
right.
And she said, "Well, they want to do the CAT scan first and then they want to do the colonoscopy." I said, "That doesn't make any sense because
Right.
that seems to me like that's a money game." And I said, "I'll
Exactly.
tell you what." I said, "You go back to your doctor, tell your husband to go back and ask your doctor to could you get a colonoscopy?" But yeah, Miss Rogers, we don't have $700 just laying around the house. I
Mm-hmm.
said, if you go to that doctor and he agreed to give you that, he have insurance, but the copay is $700. See,
Wow.
people can't pay copay even if they have insurance. So
Mm-hmm.
I told this young lady, if that doctor agrees to give your husband a colonoscopy, I will pay
Mm-hmm.
that $700 copay for you.
Wow.
So I'm
But you,
waiting on her to get back with me because why should they don't have they have I don't know their history. I don't know the financial problems.
Right.
They
Right.
both work. They both have insurance. But she said we just don't have that kind of money laying around the house.
And seven
So
hundred dollars is a
yeah,
lot,
that's a lot of
though.
money.
That's a
yeah, it's
lot.
that. Okay, so they don't have the $700. So he's already losing weight. He's
Right.
already having blood in his stool.
Wow.
So now $700 gonna stop him from having full
Living.
blown colon cancer.
Right. So
So
that's
I
where your foundation come in.
I told
No.
her I would do it. The
Mm.
foundation will pay the seven
Okay.
hundred dollars.
Okay.
You know, but Miss Rose,
Go
a
ahead,
lot of it
Shirley.
has to do with the insurance.
Right.
Because I told you I had a colonoscopy the end of 2023, and
Mhm.
my doctor wanted me to do the Cologuard, and I insisted on a colonoscopy, and the insurance kept turning me down. Now I have a history of cancer. I'm a cancer survivor, but it wasn't
Yeah.
colon cancer. And they were
Okay.
saying because it wasn't colon cancer, I did not qualify for a colonoscopy. But you have to fight. You have to use your voice. You have to be a advocate for yourself.
For
And I stayed
yourself.
on that
Yes.
Absolutely.
insurance company until they
Yes.
paid for me to have a colonoscopy.
Absolutely. Like I told
Wow.
her, you go back and you go with him. And I said, if you can't advocate for it, you call me. I will come for wherever you are. And I would go with you to that doctor and I would let them know that what's the point of a CAT scan? What the CAT scan gonna show them? You have
Well,
to
see,
go.
that's because we people, such as myself, and
You don't
you know
know.
how to say it a lot of times, just don't know. Okay, so you want to do a CAT scan. So, okay, so he wanted us to do that. But if she had not been to the event where you were, she would have never known the difference in
Absolutely.
the CAT scan and doing the colon test. So
Absolutely.
that's what I want to say is thank you to you for not just staying home and keeping it to yourself, but you're spreading the word that we do need to take care of ourselves before we
Yes.
start to losing the weight. We do need to go to the doctor and see some things about ourselves and knowing knowing ourselves is the biggest issue. That, oh, I had a headache because I didn't eat, or my toe hurt because did I step on my own toe? So, but when we know these things about our bodies, and that's a lot of us don't know.
Yeah.
The sign that our body is saying, am I just tired because I worked all day, or am I just fatigued and I just can't take another step? What's the difference?
That's calling self-diagnosis.
Okay.
That's self-diagnosis. You're saying, oh, I got a headache. Well, maybe I have a headache because I didn't eat.
Right.
If you have blood in your stool, you said, oh, well, maybe I was constipated and I
was straining.
I strained too hard. So that self-diagnosis is not good.
And people need to stay off of Dr. Google too.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I mean,
true.
all the information is on Google. I mean, if you have a headache, or there's certain foods that you can Google up and say, is this good for this and this and this, and it'll tell you.
Right.
So it's no excuse for people not to have the knowledge of something. Even if the doctor give you medication, Google that medication. Find out if find out all the side effects.
Yes.
If that's something that you
I'm sorry, Ms. Rose. Did you just read that?
Dozelle said, thank you for the holiness. Thank you for exhorting us to wholeness.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Lynette says, hello, everyone.
Hello. So, Ms. Rose, you've been, as long as I've been knowing you and following you, that you've always put the word out about the colon, and we just need to get it into our people about this colon cancer awareness. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is like one of the most number 1 or 2 up in the top 3.
It's the third.
It's the third. Okay.
It's the third. Right. Yeah.
Wow.
But you know what, Linda? Linda, what I don't understand. I've been fighting for years, and how many colon cancer foundations do you know of?
One, yours.
Yeah.
I mean, breast cancer is all over the world. The baseball players wear pink. The football players wear pink. Everybody wear pink in October because of breast cancer. Because
what can we do?
I heard that breast cancer is a sexy thing. So everybody, patronize to breast cancer. But colon cancer is killing. Colon cancer is a silent killer. You don't know. You can be walking around and have a body full of cancer. You never know it.
Wow. What can we do? How could we get the word out more about colon cancer?
We just need to keep fighting about it. We need to just keep putting it out there. We need to try to get on Deborah Duncan's show or Oprah's show. We need to get on something that we can get the word out.
Right. And don't you have an event coming up on it, actually?
Who does?
Do you have an event?
Event?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. On Saturday. Thank you, Todd. On Saturday, we're having our annual fundraiser. And this is how we're able to help the community to sponsor their colonoscopies with our annual event. So everybody, please come out and sponsor us, and so we can continue our work, so we can continue being a beacon of light to people that don't understand. We can give them education, and we can help them with their colonoscopy and their copay. So please come out on Saturday, March the 2nd, from 4 to 8.
Wow. So from 4 to 8 on this coming Saturday, March the 2nd, we need to see yourself in the place, or we can get a donation of some sort to send someone. How much is your tables, Ms. Rose?
if you want to if you want to sponsor a table, a sponsor table is $500. If you want to buy individual tickets,
to some of them. Come on, y'all.
Individual tickets is $35.
Okay. Okay. Lynette say blue and white ball. So we get an opportunity to dress up for your event.
Absolutely.
We get an opportunity to dress up, meet some beautiful people, and learn about colon cancer.
Absolutely. It's a semi-formal event. It's a blue and white ball. Okay. And if you don't have blue and white, don't stay home.
Right.
Come out anyway.
Right. Exactly. So that's what I don't have that. So I ain't gonna be able to come. But we're inviting everybody to help Miss Rose get the word out to not just our host right here, but to the world, because we're needed. We're helping you, your cousin, your sister, your brother. All of us are in need of this right here. So join us. Join Miss Rose. If you can't make it, donate.
Send a donation.
Send someone. The donation information is on the screen. Please help us save a life. As Ms. Rose would say, early detection saves lives. Without you and without her, we can't do it. So
and Annette says share
some more. So if you can't come, just come on out. Don't let the money stop you. It's your life. No. It's your life.
It's somebody's life. It's not yours.
If it's not yours, it is someone. You're gonna know someone. So let's come on out. Let's learn something about it. Let's give her a successful Georgette. Oh, said amen. So however we can help Miss Rose, let's do this. I'm not the preacher, so I ain't begging for the lines for the $225, $100, $500. But let me just say this. Whatever you may have, the donation button information has been placed on the stream.
Amen.
Please take time to donate. Please take some time to send someone to participate. And the information that they get may save their lives or your lives or someone you may know. So, State
Representative Ron Reynolds has pledged to make a donation and continue supporting this organization. Thank you, Lynette, for that information. And please thank Ron for us.
Lynette, for that information. Thank you so much. So, Miss Rose, what else can we do? How we got 1 minute to tell the world what you want to tell them?
I want to tell everybody to your family is very important to you. So make sure that all of your family members are healthy. Listen to their complaints. If you have insurance, guys, utilize your insurance.
Yes.
Go get your colonoscopy. Because colonoscopy save lives.
Yes, it does.
And please, don't go just because of the prep and you say it's nasty, because it is. But 7 years of battling colon cancer with the chemotherapy and radiation is worse than the prep.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you to please pay attention to your body and go get your colonoscopy.
And with that being said, we appreciate you all stopping by. And black male colon cancer is the
and Annette said black males colon cancer is on the rise.
It is, absolutely.
It is. And we want to save all our black men and everybody else that breathes on this earth. So here's your opportunity to meet us on Saturday, March the 12th at 4 p.m. The flyer will come back up with the information. And also we thank everybody. I said March the 2nd. Okay, Saturday, March 2nd. But here's the information. And again, we want to thank everybody for stopping by. And again, just helping out to Miss Rose. So don't forget, tonight is the last night for the slogan contest. And please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to learn more about the Golden Square Podcast. We're here for our community. We're here for you who are a part of our community. So thanks for joining Sharilyn Fisher, Todd Miller, and myself, and to our special guest, Ms. Rose.
Thank you, Ms. Rose, for joining us.
Quite welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a nice one.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.